Hey everyone, today we are reviewing these two e-readers from Kindle and we are going to see what are the differences and which one you should consider getting. Obviously, you can see a big difference between both of them, but there's still a lot more that you want to consider before choosing between one of these, and we're going to talk about it. So first of all, let's talk about the screen size. So on the basic one, we have 6-inch glare-free screen. On the Kindle Scribe, we have 10.2-inch glare-free screen. So both of them, they're glare-free, which means that if there's a reflection coming towards your screen, you will still be able to see the text, and it's not going to really like interrupt your reading process. So this one, the resolution is 300 ppi, and this one is also 300 ppi. They have both of them the same amount of resolution, which is great. I love 300 ppi because it's pretty much really enough and you can see the text clearly, and I really like 300 comparing to other ones like 150. I love the 300 a lot. So the storage, this comes in 16 gigabytes only. This comes in 16, 32, and 64, and which is reasonable because you probably want to have more memory if you're going to take a lot of notes and if you're going to read bigger pages or some documents that you want to review. So from 16 to 64, this is only 16. The battery lasts up to 6 weeks on this thing, and the battery lasts up to 12 weeks on this thing, so which means that this is twice as much as the regular one. So the maximum brightness is 94 nits on the basic one and 94 nits on the Kindle Scribe, so basically pretty much the same. So these are not waterproof, and both of them, so you want to be actually careful when splashing water just to be sure that nothing is going to happen. So you don't want to be splashing water on both of these because they are not waterproof. Also, if we talk about the colors, this comes in the black and matcha color, which is a green looking color. This comes in tungsten and metallic jade, and the material of these things are different. This is made out of plastic. The back is made out of aluminum, which is really nice to touch, soft feel aluminum, and this is just regular plastic, as you guys can see, just to consider. And this doesn't come with a pen, and this comes with a premium pen, and this cannot be used with a pen as well. This is specifically designed so you can use it with pen. Both of them charge with USB Type-C, which is a great plus. This charges from the side, this charges from the bottom, and both of them have one simple button in order to turn on this thing. And this thing does not have the warm light, which means that you can only adjust the brightness. There's no warm light on Kindle Basic, but this one does have the warm light, which means that you can adjust the warm light as well, and you can adjust the brightness as well, making sure that it's tailored to your preferences. So for example, if you're a person that loves to work or read during the night, you can still do that. And let's see what's happening inside of these two things. So first of all, let's click on this one. So nothing really special is happening in here, which is we have home, and we have library, and we have all of the books here that are stored, and we can just turn this thing off, and let's see what is happening inside of the Kindle Scribe. So we turn this thing on. So we have notebooks here, we have library, and we have home. So which means that we have more options. We can actually go to these things. We have two settings. We can do web browser. We can do many other things. We can go to library. We can go to home and explore more books or more documents that we might like. And obviously this thing comes with a notebook, which means that we can create and have a notebook. And I'm going to show you guys the brightness and the warm light, which you guys can see. This thing has a warm light, and you can also create different types of documents. You can create a notebook, you can create folder, and you can have different types of notebooks. You can have a checklist you can rename it whatever you want, and you can have a bunch of files inside of it and have you can sort them out by files and have documents inside of the files. You can also write. You can highlight things. Also has this little button, which means that you can highlight. You can write something, for example, hello, and then you can highlight this thing just to make sure that you're not going to forget information. Also comes with an eraser, which means that you can erase whatever you just wrote if you don't like it, if you like it. Also, when it comes to reading, pretty much exactly the same experience. This doesn't have So basically the reading experience is the same. On this one is the screen is bigger, on this one is screen is smaller. Only the difference is that you can actually take notes on top of your books with this pen. Also, you can have some little sticky notes inside of it and you can write on top of them. But here it doesn't happen. You can manually write notes on top of the highlights. You can highlight a certain thing. You can have notes inside of them, and you can obviously transfer them to your other devices, which you can do with both of them. And also with these notes, you can actually send them to your friends, to people, if you have written notes. Also, this one has AI integration, which means that you can turn your handwritten notes into textile notes. So if you handwritten, if you've wrote a text, you can turn them exactly the same, but it's like as if actually you typed it on the computer, which is good if you want it to look more appealing to other people if you're sending it, or to yourself. And also, this thing can summarize your writing, so you can summarize whatever you just wrote. If there's a lot of writing on the page, you can summarize it. It can make it like bullet point looking material, and you can have bullet points, and it's gonna actually show you the summary version of your text. Other than that, let's take a look at the back of these things again. This is the black color. This is the metallic jade color. Different. And which one should you get depends on your preferences and depends what you're looking for. I equally use both of them because I equally like both of them. First of all, I use this thing when I need the portability. When I'm rushing somewhere, if I go to somewhere, I don't want to be taking too many things with me. I will take my basic one just to get some reading in. But if I do a deep work, for example, if I'm studying for something that is important, I want to dial better into the material, and if I want to have bigger screen, I will use this one because I can take notes. I can separately have a notebook where I can write something. So this is perfect in my personal opinion for work and for studying, and in general for journaling. If you like to handwrite a lot, I love to handwrite because when I handwrite, I can retain information better rather than on this one, because there's no handwritten option, only you can type certain notes. But I use them both equally. I love to read here and I love to work here. So if I just want to read, get some basic reading done, I will use this one. But if I'm looking for something more advanced, to have some notes and to have something something to write down, to have some documents that I need to review, I will use this one because this. And if I want to send those documents to other people, I use this one. And also when I'm traveling, because I frequently travel, I will take this with me because I appreciate compatibility, and when it's really nice and accessible, because I would like to read in public areas, I will take this because I don't like big things to carry around. For me, it doesn't really feel to be comfortable. But this thing, it doesn't mean that you cannot travel with this thing because it's really slim. And look how slim this thing is. Probably, I will say they're both equal. Even this thing is a bit slimmer in my personal opinion. You can take this thing with you. Battery lasts a lot and depends on your preferences, but in my personal opinion, specifically for me, I equally use both of them, and I think that there's a perfect time for this one and perfect time for this one. So for me, I cannot choose one of them because I equally like both of them. I equally use both of them, and I find use for both of them, as I said previously. So it's up to you whether you want this one or this one. So you have to choose for yourself, see what is your purpose and what are you specifically looking into, and then choose one of them.